Hello everybody, Terrence Pop here with another episode from the Lair, the semi-lair. This should hopefully be the last one. I got one put together that I'm going to start filming at. So with this, it's I think this is the last episode of When Shit Went South, and then we'll get back on to some other, Army stories. I still have Ranger School stuff to go through, but so anyway, the first one I have. I don't know, we were doing this one particular mission. It required us, my platoon, to rappel down a pretty extensive cliff face. You know, first of all, I hate doing mountain shit. I hate rappelling. I fucking hate it too. I can't even explain to you how much I hate it. But when they're like, hey, Pop, either you climb up that mountain or rappel down or we're going to bust you. I'm like, okay, where's the ropes at? So, I'm a nobody. I think I was at E4 at the time. We're coming down, the cliff face, and it's like 150 feet, and we're at the maximum length of the ropes, and we couldn't double them up like we usually do to help people slow down. Oh, there we go. Fuck it up right there.
Fucking allergy.
So we had the ropes that single strand. So they, when you're rappelling down in single strand, there's not a lot of resistance for one, and number two, you get sometimes you can get a back feed or a snarl. So I'm coming down, and the guy, I'm coming down, and I can hear the guy. It's dark. He's fucking, starting to get that panic, tone in his voice. He's like, oh my God. So I'm coming down, I look, and he's got a snarl in his fucking shit, and it's pretty fucked up. And as I'm coming down, I don't know what was going on with this guy's, his brain pan. I don't understand it, but he was about to, he's opening his snap leg. I'm like, hey, don't do that. Hey. So literally, I swing over as he's taking the rope out of the fucking, carabiner, and I fucking, because I wrestle, like, grab him and hug him with my legs, and he, like, literally falls free from the rope. Like, if I had not done that, he would be dead. So then we had like a tug of war for like maybe, 20 seconds, trying to decide if he's going to fall to his death or not. And back then I was a lot stronger than I am now, pound for pound, and this guy wasn't too heavy. So I grabbed the back of his seat and I pull him up and I snap him onto my seat. So now I got me, meathead dumbass, coming down the rope, which is, we're coming down stupid fast because I can't brake for myself and another guy effectively. So all my guys are at the bottom of the rope, and they're like, what's going on up there? What's Pop doing? Boom! Dumbass! The wind is knocked out of me. I'm laying there, I can't even breathe. The guy next to me, same thing with him, because we did hit hard. And this is real world shit. I mean, this was a rock ledge. There was no give to it at all. We did like a little bounce, boom. But I'm 21, I'm indestructible. And, if I had not been there, dumbass would be dead. So, talk about fucking going south. And it wouldn't have been that way if he hadn't panicked and fucked with his carabiner because he had a fucking snarl.
Well, that and his parents named him Dumbass.
Yeah. Oh, PFC dumbass. I mean, it's got to be a tough name.
I once banged his sister, Shafid.
All right, here's another one. This happened a few years after that. I wasn't in the Rangers. I was doing some other stuff. And we were down south doing things to people. It is what it is. I can't...
Establishment?
No. This is not an establishment story. It was me. We had me and 7 other guys in the helicopter. We're doing a false insertion, and what that is.
That sounds really bad.
It's not like with your girlfriend and stuff, But you're in the helicopter, and you want to fake out whoever the enemy is, or other guys in this particular area who are, averse to us being there, and we act like we land in one place, and then we take off and land in another place, and then they might do 3 or 4 of those, because then they don't know exactly where individuals get off the helicopter. So we're coming in. I don't know what happened. I mean, I was just kind of droning out, and we get the order to unhook. So we unhook our belts, and there were so many of us that I wasn't even on the seat. I was like, I had my sling rope and I was snapped into one of the carabiners on the floor of the aircraft. And so I undid my rope, and the helicopter, I don't know what happened, but it turns like really quickly. It turns and then it goes at a weird angle. And one of my associates is sliding because he's now unhooked for the open door, and we are above the treetops in a triple canopy jungle. So it might look like you're landing on bushes, but in reality, it's a minimum of a 50-foot drop. It could be higher in some places. So he literally is about to go out the door to his death. So, what do? I grab him, and then, I lock on to one of the bars of the seats, and I do one of these. And the helicopter literally, turns sideways, and like the guy's full weight is now on my arm. And if I don't hold the grip, he dies, and possibly I die too. And I felt my shoulder, come out of socket a little bit. It still bothers me to this day. And literally, I'm holding on to him, and he's like screaming like a biatch. and I don't know what happened, but they right the helicopter and we take off, and we all built back in, and we finally we land, we get out, we do the mission, and we get back. And it's like 5 days later, and we're bitching at the pilots and stuff. And apparently, I didn't really see this. I didn't know what happened. But some of the people that were in the area that were averse to us being there may or may not have fired a missile of some type at the aircraft, and they took emergency evasion reactions. They did the... And I didn't even see any of that, so I didn't know what happened. So we all went in there pissed off the Delta pilots, and they told us the deal, and we're like, oh, yeah, well... You gotta do what you gotta do. It is what it is. And to this day, every goddamn day now, because everything catches up to you when you get older, I gotta do the goddamn rubber band thing because my rotator cuff tendons are all still stretched out and fucked up. But that guy's not dead, so that's a bonus. I should get a Christmas card from that fucker. Haven't got one in years.
Asshole.
Dickhole. All right, here's another one. And these are like stories where it went south, and I happened to be there and intercede and keep people from getting hurt or killed. Because it's one of my simple codes is no one dies nor fails in my presence if within my power to prevent. And I've done that for my entire career. It's gotten me in a lot of trouble with the upper chain of command and some other people, but fuck them. When I go stand before the man when this is all over, I only want to be greeted by one word, and that is magnificent. And then I'll fail my review and I'll get sent back here to do it again. So. Okay, so we had a 4-day weekend, 2nd Ranger Battalion. We go out on the Puget Sound for a fishing expedition. It was me and 6 other guys. 4 of them were Rangers, 2 were friends of Rangers. I don't know who these guys were. But one guy, I'm not going to say his name, but we used to call him Skaggs. Because he was just a fucking ugly duckling looking guy who was dumber than a box of rocks. How he passed the course or the ASVAB to score high enough to make it into the Ranger Battalion, I have no idea. Because maybe he's one of those hidden geniuses, but he didn't act like it. So what do a bunch of guys do on a boat when they're fishing? They all get fucking cocked. I mean, literally just drunk out of our fucking minds. Okay, so, I had a few, beverages. And I drank some stuff. And Skaggs, he had puked like twice, and he was still drinking. I mean, he was really on his way to oblivion. And we were out fishing. I think we were out there a good 6 hours. We caught some stuff. I mean, nothing big. I mean, a few things we got to keep. We cooked them up that night. But I remember I'm standing there getting a beer out of the cooler, and out of the corner of my eye, my peripheral vision, we're going along, and the boat's doing boom, boom. I see old Skaggs, boom, go right off the side of the boat, boom. So, and I'm like, hey, Skaggs overboard, what the fuck? So I stopped the boat. Everyone is drunk, okay? And he was at the surface for a second, and then he wasn't. And we're They threw a life ring out there, but that ain't gonna do any good when the dude's like going under. So I'm like, God damn it. I know, I mean, I'm a lifeguard, you know, I swim really well. Yes, I've been drinking a little bit, but I'm, you know, not totally blottoed stupid. And I realized, you know, if he dies, there's gonna be so much fucking paperwork. There's gonna be so many questions asked. I'm like, fuck it. Take off my hat. Boom. I go in there. Now, I go into the water. He is not even like within 3 to 5 feet of the surface. I look down, you know, I see him about 15, 20 feet, and he's sinking. And I don't know what he's doing. He's trying to swim, I guess. I think he's so drunk he doesn't even know where he is. He's like, so I'm like, oh shit. So I go down there, and by the time I get to him, he's like maybe 35 feet down. I mean, he is going down. And I realize that at that depth and the amount of time that we're going down, like, he is probably going to suck in a bunch of water. So the first thing I do when I grab him is I grab his shirt, I pull him up, and I spin him around, and I slap my hand and arm, you know, around his head and over his face, and I pinch his nose to keep him from fucking breathing. And he starts to struggle a little bit, so I give him the quick poof to the head. And we swim to the top. I was almost out of breath myself. I get to the top, I could barely breathe. I'm like, I let him go, and he starts breathing. And they pull us to the boat and pull us in, you know. So, you know, he almost fucking died. Everyone's like, man, you were underwater for a long time, Pop. We thought you were going to die. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to die anytime soon. And I'm not going to die fucking from getting drowned because motherfucker can swim. He didn't even say thank you. He just bitched at me for punching him in the face. Which really wasn't in his face. I punched him in his head. But, you know, we're down underwater. All he had to do was pull his hand off of his face because I couldn't have stopped it. He would have sucked in a bunch of water. And once you get water in your lungs, the chances of resuscitating you are, you know, go down substantially.
Not to mention he will become a lot heavier.
Yes. Yeah, but that's, you know, don't drink and swim. That's why I put that in my safety briefing. Because it's fucking true.
You get Christmas cards from that fucking guy?
No, he actually, he passed away like 4 years after he got out of the service in a truck accident. I don't know how he did it, but he scored a girlfriend. And it was just a freak thing. You know, he dropped, you know, they were at her house. He took her car to the car wash and was vacuuming it out. Literally pulls out, T-boned on his side, and was killed instantly. A lot of guys get killed. They do, like, I can't tell you how many guys I've known that have done all the crazy hooer shit, kicked doors, shot at people, you know, thrown hand grenades in anger, and then they just get killed doing stupid shit in the real world. Hell, Patton got killed in a car accident. He survived World War II, for God's sake. Let's see. This one here I called the Little Girl Rescue. And this took place when we were at Abu Ghraib prison in Iraq in 2004. And that prison was attacked, I don't know, somewhere between 3 to 5 times a week. No, actually, it was like during the April and the May timeframe of 04, it was 3 to 5 times a day, you know, and each attack would be between 3 and 5 rounds of mortar rounds. And every once in a while, they would fire off a salvo of Kadoosh rockets, which each rocket, I think, is 8 feet long, and they'd fire between 3 and 6 rockets at us. Well, on this particular day, I had just dropped off guards at Tower 4, which overlooked the mosque, which is, I don't remember which corner of the prison it was in, what the cardinal directions were. Hang on. And I dropped them off. The other guards that are in the tower are coming down. They come out of the hole in the wall where the tower was. And all of a sudden, a rocket lands probably, I would say, 20 meters away from me. And the Humvee was between the explosion and me, so we didn't get any shrapnel. 2 guys were standing behind me. All of our bells were rung. Boom, we are, on the deck. We run back in, to the bottom of the tower because it's surrounded by concrete. And 3 other missiles come over the wall, but don't land inside the prison. They hit the apartment complex It's right outside the wall. You know, I think they killed like 12 or 15 people. And, you know, it is what it is. But every day, the kids that lived in these complexes would be playing soccer and doing their thing. We'd throw them a soccer ball, you know, food and candy and stuff, even though we're told not to do it. But what are you going to do? You know, I told my guys not to do it, but I'm not going to bust anyone's balls for that. I mean, it is what it is. Well, there was like a 6-year-old child, a little girl, used to come out and do her little deal. And she was out every single day. And, you know, this attack happened. We didn't think anything of it. The next day, they're out there playing. There's a few less kids, because I guess some of them got smoked. I don't know. But the older brother of the girl was out there playing soccer. And the guys in the tower asked, you know, hey, where's your sister? And he just flat out says, you know, she's upstairs hurt. She's probably going to die. You know, and I'm a father. You know, this is before the birth of my second daughter. But, you know, I had a little girl. I'm like, oh, my God, you know, because the 2 guards that were up there, you know, relayed it to me, and I was pretty upset. So I go to the CASH, which is, you know, a casualty emergency, you know, hospital thing. We had a little hospital, you know, it was like an ER inside the prison. And I go talk to the colonel that ran that whole thing. He was a dick. And I'm like, hey, you know, remember that rocket attack yesterday? He's like, yeah. You know, well, there's a little girl. She's hurt real bad. She's laid up. She's probably going to die. Can we get her in here and get her work done? He's like, absolutely not. The minute we do that, we're going to have a line 2 miles long, people trying to come here to get free medical care. Now, it would be one thing if the Americans fired those rockets and then there was casualties. We'd be, you know, under the Geneva Convention or whatever agreements that they, you know, he'll rattle off a bunch of shit that I didn't even care about. He's like, under those agreements, we would be obligated to treat anybody that, you know, was hurt because of us. But because we didn't fire those rockets, they did, it's not our responsibility. Well, that's not the answer that I want to hear. So I'm like, roger that, Colonel Dickhead. I got it. Whatever. So, you know, I actually said that to him. And he was upset, but I didn't care. No, well, I'm a former Green Beret. I know people. I know the channels. I have my own satellite phone. Get on the satellite phone, call, you know, one of my old teams that happened to be in country, and they were working, I think they were working on Muqtadiya, and they were actually doing their deal over there. I get a hold of them, I tell them the deal, and they're like, okay, well, we'll see what we can do. Next day, you know, I get a call on the satellite phone, like, yeah, we're 20 minutes out, where's it at? So I give them the grid coordinate, you know, and then I'm in the tower. Literally, they pull up in their fabs, which are those, you know, doom buggy things that the high-speed guys rolled around in outside the wall. And they operated with impunity. I'm like, oh, they're in the wall, they're right there in that building there. And then they go and they get her. They come out with the girl. They come out with the girl's mother. They put them in the vehicles, and away they go. And last I heard, the girl recovered. I saw her a few times playing soccer, like a month later. What happened to him after that, I don't know. But my conscience is clear. That was a crazy time right there. Yeah, that's all I got for today. Hopefully I'll have some better ones for you. I still got a couple of stories of when shit went south, so this might not be the last one. But you guys have a good evening, and don't drink and fucking swim. It doesn't end well.